Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another National Institute for Congestion Reduction webinar. My name is Stephanie Lewis. I will serve as your moderator today. Welcome to those who may be joining us via the recording. Just a quick few announcements before I hand it over to our presenter today. First, if you'd like to view a complete list of our NICER webcast schedule, you can visit the NICER website as shown on the screen. Just a quick note, any of the links that are available on any of the slides are clickable, so you can just simply click on the link to visit that website. You can also there view a list of all of our previous webinars that are recorded, as well as sign up for our NICER webcasts. Your cameras and microphones have been disabled, so you will not be able to speak to our presenter directly, but you do have the opportunity to submit any number of questions and or comments throughout today's presentation by utilizing the Q&A and or chat box. We will be monitoring both, and we'll save all of those questions until the end of today's presentation. You can also view a list of those that are logged in by clicking on the attendees list and or using the react button to give us a little bit of some kudos throughout today's presentation. Finally, if you experience any technical difficulties with sound, you can always have Microsoft Teams give you a call by clicking on the three dots and then clicking the call me button, and that will have Microsoft Teams give you a call. And then finally, at the end of today's meeting, just simply click the leave meeting button and that will exit the meeting. With that, it's my pleasure to welcome our presenter today, Dr. Pei-Sung Lin. Dr. Lin is the Director of the Intelligent Transportation Systems, Traffic Operations, and Safety Programs here at the Center for Urban Transportation out of the University of South Florida. Dr. Lin's expertise is in ITS traffic operations, safety, workforce development, and it continues to shape innovative solutions that improve transportation systems and enhance public safety. So with that, Dr. Lin, take it away.
Morning, everyone. This is my pleasure to share with you about our NICER project, a comprehensive roadmap for traffic congestion reduction, and appreciate our team from USF, also from UC Berkeley for this research project. Yeah, so this is our presentation outline for today. So I will give you some overview and talk about project objective and focus on the finding results from the literature review and expert interviews. And then we'll shift to focus on congestion reduction roadmap and also resource guide and how to use this roadmap. And at the end, I'll provide a conclusion for this presentation. So first, we'll give an overview on the impact of traffic congestion. And I know all of us all experience on the traffic congestion, no matter you are in a small city or you are in a very large urban areas. And congestion has been a growing issue across the country, and they really impact our everyday life and also on the environmental impacts. And they can have multiple effects, as you can see here, and based on the data from the TTI, the Urban Mobility Report. And there's a significant contribution on the vehicle delay, also the fuel wasted, as well as the greenhouse gas. And so that's the issue we are facing every day. And I know everybody is very interested to see how can we find a way to address those issues. And the impact from here in terms of the money wasted on the traffic congestion, as you can see, is really from year 2000 to 2019, really significant, from $77 billion to $190 billion. And also, it not only affects just every day, also of the individual, but also affects such as like the trucking congestion. The truck congestion is also a very large number. And And during the COVID-19, we can see it's a kind of, on one hand, we got the impact on COVID-19, but we see a reduction on that. And everybody was thinking about, uh, how after the COVID-19, how does that coming back or not? But apparently, everybody experienced that again after the COVID-19, and it's bounced back. And I think at this point, it's pretty almost the same like the one before the COVID, and continue to pose a significant impact to our everyday life. And then if you're looking into the traffic congestion, and we all know that there's a recurring congestion and there's non-recurring congestion. And recurring congestion, such as a bottleneck or caused by poor signal timing, but non-recurring congestion caused by incident, caused by crashes, the work zone, the spatial event, and also caused by the severe weather condition. And so on the right side, when you see this pie chart, and the bottleneck is a very high percentage here. And then you also see so bottleneck generally we refer to recurring congestion. And you can see the traffic incidents, you can see the spatial event, the work zone, and also the poor weather. So these all occupy a good percentage. And so generally, and how to deal with the recurring congestion? How do we deal with the non-recurring congestion? These all always the one we facing and how to address them. So we're going to talk more about that later. And so what's the motivation to work on this particular research project, and why is congestion reduction roadmap? And in the past, when we have the congestion, a lot of time we focus on how to address that, and we look into particular problems, and we look into particular solution, strategy, the countermeasures. But it is important that we need to be able to look at all potential causes, all potential congestion sources, and all different congestion mitigation area, and also strategies. And that mitigation area or strategy generally I kind of refer very similar here. But how we look them together. If you only focus on one item, but actually congestion, as we know, is a very complicated situation, and there are multiple factors all contribute to that. And so that's motivate us to look into all these different mitigation area together, all these related strategy together, and also look into time-wise from the short term, mid-term to long term, and also look into different size of the metro area, because different metro area experience different congestion scenarios. And so it's not the one good strategy may be very good for one type of small urban cities or urban area, but that doesn't mean it will work very effective for a large urban area. So that's why this research gave us the opportunity to look them together and to provide the recommendation, the strategies. So the project objective here, very importantly, is we want to understand all the causes and effective solution strategies and to address congestion. And so here we look into there are 12 major areas I'm going to show you very shortly. And so we look into through the literature review and look into these 12 different areas. This area are the area we all think that should be a very effective strategy mitigation area for congestion. So we want to look individually to all these 12 areas and also see any area they can work together. And literature review is one approach. Very importantly is talk to practitioners, the experts in these areas. And so we also take this opportunity to talk to the expert in each of these 12 areas and to see what's their experience and what's the challenge, what's the solution, what's the strategy, and how other area can work together with this particular emphasis area, and to see how we can put them together to address the traffic congestion. And so eventually is we want to, based on this finding, to develop a comprehensive roadmap and to help to reduce traffic congestion and provide the state DOT, local DOT, MPO, and have a vision, have a step towards how to utilize this information and also resources to reduce traffic congestion. And so this really support those of you already working hard try to reduce congestion, but this finding from this research is provide you a wider picture of the congestion and go into all potential mitigation strategy and look at them together and find out a good way to integrate them to address the problems. And so here we show a major traffic congestion mitigation areas. And there are 12 areas, but later on you can see from this presentation, we also add another 2 areas, kind of supplement that. And so we're going to go talk to each of these very shortly. And we also add on the generally about the construction, and a lot of time we know construction, road construction is expensive, but at certain time it's also very necessary. And on the other one, the last one here, so 12 plus 2. So one is on construction, and the other one is on the land use policy, because during the interview, there are a couple of experts also particularly emphasize on the land use, because that definitely will also affect not just the traditional way to address congestion. Yeah, so here so I will briefly, and most of them of you, when you see this strategy or mitigation area, you understand what that means. And also later on, I'm also going to share what's the takeaway from this from the literature review and expert interview. So the first one is the smart and advanced signal timing and optimization system. And so for a lot of you has been working in this area for quite some time, and we all recognize it's important on the traffic signal timing, traffic signal system, or even adaptive traffic signal control. So this is one mitigation area or strategy we focus on. And the second one is traffic incident management. And traffic incident management, and we know that and the non-recurrent congestion, especially the crash involved with a vehicle or vulnerable road users, and that also could cause a really serious congestions. And so traffic incident management is an area how to effectively manage traffic incident when that occurred. And also that could also be like some special event, a work zone or weather condition. So this is a broad coverage on the incident, how to effectively manage the incident. And the third one is the TSMO strategies, and TSMO stands for Transportation System Management and Operation. And this is, as we all recognize, we will not be able to continue to construct the actual lane, widening intersection. We know it's very expensive, especially, for example, at the in-state construction or the major artery construction. It's all very expensive. And a lot of time, how can we make the most use of the existing capacity? That's very important. And the TISMO strategy cover a lot of how can we use either technologies or different countermeasure or strategies to maximize the existing capacities. And the next one is multimodal transportation. And just by looking at that, we're talking about traditionally, most people all prefer driving cars. But we know that you saw the picture. When one car, you have one person, and if you got a, shuttles or you got buses or even a train, you can carry a lot of people. And so how can we have multi-model, not just driving, but also can be walking and biking or use public transit buses or light rail or train. That could make really a big difference. And yeah, so multi-model transportation is this area. And then the shared transportation system. And a lot of time, you all have experienced the share the transport system like Uber, Lyft, and right now a lot of especially like micro mobilities. We all use that and or even carpool, vanpool. So it's not necessary just driving itself. If we can multi-modal the shared transportation, and we also really can reduce a lot of vehicle on the road, and we also and can especially the first mile, the last mile of your trip, and that all definitely will help to reduce the demand of the vehicle on the road. And the next one is telecommuting and flexible work hours. And so during the COVID-19, most of us probably have experience, working at home most of the time. And there's a lot of trip has been reduced on the roadway. And we already clearly to see there's a difference on the demand on the road. And so this is another important area on traffic demand management. And the next one is a smart navigation system. I believe most of us has experience using our navigation on our vehicles. And sometimes even before you start your trip, you're going to look at the congestion map to see where is the congestion and how you can better plan your trip to go to your destination. So this is another area we also look into that. And number 8 here is a public transportation system. And public transportation system is very, very important, especially if your city is very large or large. And because when these vehicles, imagine that those vehicles take the subway or light rail or buses. Imagine if they all drive their car on the road. And that really made very, very big differences. And so this also, the public transportation is very important. The area, so we also cover that. And the next one is the congestion and road pricing. And a lot of time, we heard that how can you use congestion, the toll roads or congestion pricing and to manage the traffic but how can we successfully implement that? And this is also one area we focus on. And the next one is connected and automated vehicles. And we know there's a lot of research on this area, but really can make really a big differences. But at this time, because the market penetration is relatively very low right now, and so we don't see immediate benefit. But this is coming. The age of autonomous vehicle, connected vehicle is coming, so they will make a big difference in the future. And the next one is advanced and future transportation technologies. And so there's like a CAV and there's like eVTOL, electric, the vehicles and also the eVTOL, the electric vertical takeoff and landing, and hyperloop. There's a lot of flying car. So there's a lot of future technology, but some of them already start to have a build really good foundation to moving forward. And so this is also one area, especially on the technology, future innovation. We also look into those. And there's other emerging technology. We talk about advanced and emerging. A lot of times it's pretty kind of cost. Almost some of it's advanced, but also you can treat that as emerging. And I know the eVTOL has been get a lot of popularity lately, and so we also cover that. And the last two is what I just mentioned, the new roadway construction capacity expansion. So this is one particular one really necessary, and definitely this is also one of the congestion reduction strategy. And finally, we also got the land use and innovation treatment policy program. So this is also the one. During our interview, we found out this is also an important topic to look into. So we also include that here. Yeah, so in our literature review and expert interview, so there are 12 key areas when we do our literature review. And so here on the bullet point is the list we look into for each of the congestion mitigation area. We look at definition, we look at that particular mitigation strategy or area, and what's a sub area under that, and what's a congestion reduction strategy, and under what condition can make a big differences, and what's the approach to do that. And also look into the current and future technology, and look into the benefits, limitation, and uncertainty on particular strategies. And also into what's the interaction between this mitigation area, because we got different areas. We just talk about these 12 or 14 and how they can interact together to maybe integrate or combine them to address the traffic congestion. And so we do the similar during our interview with we talked to 39 experts nationwide, and so that covered these 12 congestion mitigation area. And so we coordinate with them, talk to them, schedule meeting, and to discuss, and that allow us to be able to answer different questions besides the one I just listed here. Yeah, so this is the main takeaway from the literature review and the interview. And yeah, so the slide should be available to you. And so I would we'll just talk about these 12 areas. So I will take this particular opportunity to focus on those major takeaway from the studies. So the smart signal system and traffic signal timing is very crucial, and especially for the small or medium-sized urban area. If you have a good smart or effective traffic signal system, traffic signal progression, really good signal timing, responsive, even use adaptive signal control system, and you really can make a big difference to reduce the traffic congestion. A lot of time for the small or mid-sized city, and sometimes they may not have all the manpower they need or the system they have. But if they can explore a little bit further on this, and really can make a difference to address most of the traffic congestion issue. And for very large urban area, and here I do not say it's very effective to reduce congestion. The reason is that because a lot of very large metropolitan area, they pretty much probably already use the most what they can on the traffic signal system, and so the way they can reduce is limited. But for this very large urban area, they cannot afford to have a poor signal timing system. They need to have still need to have a very good one. But the benefit, like a percentage of reduction congestion compared to small or mid-sized city, relatively is small. But it's still very important for them to have a good system on their roadway. And the traffic incident management, this is a very universal strategy or mitigation area. no matter what size of your city, this really can make big differences. And so TIM team is crucial for congestion reduction everywhere. And the next one is a T-small strategy. And this is also a strategy, especially mid-sized, large city area, because you cannot continue to construct the roadway. It's very expensive. And so how can we make use of the technology, technique, countermeasure, and combine them to implement? And as you can see, a lot of time, the capacity is still there, but we just do not fully utilize that. So the T-small strategy really can make a big difference there. And multi-modal transportation, and this one, especially important from mid-sized to large and very large city. And because we need to have a good transportation system, and especially they can provide good support for the public transportation. And when people can be able to use all mode of transportation, you really can start to make big differences. And the shared transportation system, and this is also another area. And somebody say maybe one day most people all use the shared transportation system. And so we'll wait and see, because this especially the young generation, some people in the large urban area, they even don't have the vehicles. And and also in large city, a lot of time the parking is expensive and also inconvenient to drive in the congested area. So the shared transportation become more and more popular. And the next one is tailored commuting and flexible work hour. So we feel like, this is really an area we already see during the COVID-19. And so this is an area, and I know after the COVID-19, a lot of this working environment has changed a lot. And so, and if an employer can provide flexible work hour or telecommuting or mix them, should make a big difference on the demand on the road. And the next one, the smart navigation system, and we know the real-time information really can make differences. And so effective way to have more people use a navigation system and also plan ahead of time on your trip, and can also make differences. And the public transportation here, we know for the small city or even mid-sized city, a lot of time people feel like there are not many people in the public transportation. But how can we improve the ridership, the experience of people taking the public transportation will start to make differences. And so how to let the user have a good experience. And for large and very large metropolitan area, it's really so important with a good public transportation system and integrate with the multi-modal transportation. That can really make a big differences. And somehow you can move a lot of vehicle on the road, and that start to make a difference. Otherwise, imagine those people already, if those people take the transit, public transportation, if just 50% of that go back to driving, that congestion will be very, very serious. So that's why it's very important to see how we can make public transportation popular and really benefit the riders. And congestion pricing, and so this is one important thing we from here is that it can really make a lot of differences, especially on the toll roads. I know in Florida we can see more and more toll roads, but at the same time, very important is that when we need to provide a user have options. So on one hand, you got the toll roads, but at the same time, you also got a general, you got option for people to take alternate route without paying. So how to make that successful is important. It's a good effective strategy, but definitely need to make sure the equity, because a lot of time people say the congestion pricing when they really can reduce congestion, but it's so expensive, and not everybody can afford that, and that will cause the problem, a different type of problem. And the next one on the advanced and emerging technologies. And so this a lot of future technology, especially right now we talk about AI, connected vehicle, eVTOL. So these is we don't see immediately impact on the traffic congestion right now, but this definitely can, as you can see, will make really a big differences for the connected vehicle CAV. So the start really can reduce congestion. You may have some in mind. So I would say, because that would reduce a lot of human error. So a lot of, especially a lot of crashes can avoid it. And so definitely will help to reduce non-recurring congestion. But for recurrent congestion, it's just hard to say because on one hand, they made roadways smoother and traffic flow going well can reduce the congestion. However, it also can induce more traffic on the road. And think about the vehicle without person in the vehicle. If in the future, if you got a lot of car but without vehicle there, so for recurrent congestion, just hard to say. The next one, collaboration and stakeholder effort. And this is also really important because the success of everything is not just individual countermeasure or individual agency, because we live in a society, a lot of communication, coordination, collaboration with each other. And so stakeholder joint effort is very crucial. And the behavior shift. And so this is something I know is probably hard for a lot of people with that experience. It's just hard to shift the behavior, but the important thing is how can we not, because if people want to shift their behavior, they definitely need to see a benefit by doing that. So we need to think about from that aspect. Whatever we do, for example, if you want to encourage more public transportation, then how can you let the rider feel there's a benefit to the public transportation, have a good experience doing that? And if they feel they really good advantage to them, they will do more and more. And finally, still the challenge here is that there's a lot of promising and good solution right here, but still got the limitation and also some uncertainties and how to better use the data, the accuracy of the data, and also how because a lot of time everything costs money to do it. So how can we find a cost-effective way? How can we face the funding issues and also some resistance from public on certain implementation? How can we cover both different areas? So there's still challenge out there, but definitely think about from the user perspective, how can we make the difference from their aspect and how can we benefit them? Yeah, so congestion roadmap and resource guide here. And as mentioned earlier, because we have different sizes of urban areas, so not the same solution can apply to everybody. And so for this research, we also particularly look at the 4 major areas, and this is the same as the Texas Transportation Institute, the Urban Mobility Reports. They got a very large urban area, a large urban area, mid-sized urban area, and small urban area. And as you can see here, this is a type of urban area, and the one I use the 2023, the Urban Mobility Report, as you can see. So you may be able to see your cities in this different areas. So you can recognize your city is very large or large or medium or small. Yeah, so this cover a lot of metropolitan area in the United States. And so for congestion roadmap, so here I just briefly lay out what's the characteristics of this very large urban area and large urban areas, medium size and small size. And so as we live in this area, we know it is really, you can tell the differences from very large, for the mall here is very dense populated, hosting all the major economy center, culture hub, and with a diverse community industry, and also have a comprehensive infrastructure, and 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 there are a lot of example, the one we show in that major metropolitan area. So imagine those cities, you have good idea about that. And they likely may have really a good metro or subway or light rail combination and transit buses. They have major airports, seaports, and rail terminals with a lot of combinations. And so this is one example here. And the same, we got the large metropolitan area, over a million, but less than 3 million population. And the median sized urban area, over 500,000 population, but less than a millions. And we got smaller one is less than 500,000. So here we listed the 12 the congestion mitigation area or strategies. And then we look into the different roadway type, like interstate, freeway, expressway, the major arterial, also the rural roads. And so generally, for freeway, of course, signal timing does not apply to freeway here, but you can say that, how about the red metering? But generally, that's we focus on signal timing, particular urban area. And so here, as you can see, for majority of almost everybody also can apply to major arterial and collectors, except for congestion pricing or road pricing or toll roads. But they are less on the rural application, but because generally in rural roads, there are less congestion, but a lot of time the congestion is probably because the crash or special events or constructions. And so here is an important part of the congestion reduction roadmap is that, because how do you, here we look into this, I think here we had a 14 area, and we look at with the effective level of congestion reduction strategy. So 3 green here means is effective, is high effectiveness, and the highlight yellow is medium, and 1 is low. So as you can see, especially on the small city, the traffic incident management, the signal timing is crucial, and then and for the mid-size, and there's couple strategy are all universal, from traffic incident management, and the T-small strategy, multi-modal transportation, you can see is high on the mid-size, high and very large urban area. And for public transportation, as you can see, especially important for it could contribute to the congestion reduction from the mid-size, but especially important for large and very large. So if your agency in this very large metropolitan area, and this could be area you can focus more, because when more people be able to have the public transportation in different modes, train, transit buses, light rail, subway, anything, and you start to remove a lot of traffic on the road. And that still can make big differences. And congestion pricing, I know for very large metropolitan area, and of course like New York, or a lot of implement in, especially in other country, maybe like the UK or Singapore, and they also show a good results. But just be sure on that, when that becomes so expensive, and that can create a different problem on the equity. Now everybody can afford that, and that become like this road become to serve a very rich group. Yeah, so that's something to pay attention on. And then the land use is also the one very crucial. And remember, we talked to a couple experts, emphasize uh, how can you design a land use, look into, for example, multi-land use development or transit-oriented development, and that's very crucial to make differences. And so back here, so some of you may say, oh, there's a lot of other or one, like a lot of CAV technology, and the reason is because we look into right now, and 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 so some of them you cannot see immediately. Some of the technology will be here, or you already seen some a very small portion already on the market. But at this moment, they cannot really see the reduction of traffic congestion right away. So here we put one. But however, we go to the next slide. So we also look into the short-term and mid-term and long-term aspects. And so as you can see, the progress from short-term right now, and these are smart technologies and advanced technology, and you don't see immediately have a, a big effect in it to reduce congestion, but in the mid-term and the long term, and that can make a big differences. And here, particularly, we also emphasize the land use. And short term, you can start to make difference, and mid-term and long term, definitely how you design an urban area, how you plan that, how can you make the most use of the multi-land use and transit-oriented land use really can make big differences. Yeah, so here we kind of look at another angle from small area. For example, like signal timing, smart traffic signal system, incident management. You can make big differences. And then there's other strategy, and they have medium impact on that. And the T-small strategy and a lot of strategy I highlight here. I think two is a medium level, and so that's we start with a small, and then we can gradually look into the mid size and the very large and large size. And so here, and you can start to see the shift on those, and traffic incident management still very important, and T-small strategy, multimodal, and the signal timing start to move in the middle here, and definitely these all the other strategies. And so for those of you look into that, and I think the purpose here is for you look into that, not just look at one particular area, and you also want to look at what are other area potential have big impact, or medium impact, or less impact on congestion reduction in your areas. And so we can organize in this way, uh, and gradually you see very large the public transportation system, the multimodal transportation system, and they start to play important role on that. And the traffic signal timing are still important, but they can just by the reduction of congestion, you cannot see reduction compared to like a small or medium city, but it's still very important. But just don't see a big reduction because there's a lot of traffic out there, and a lot of roadway already exceed the capacity. So in that way, you may not be able to see a big difference, for example, on the signal timing system. And so to the very large metropolitan area, so you can see this is all the list of the important strategy besides what we just say. So the T-small strategy apply to everybody, traffic incident management, multimodal transportation, public transportation system, and sometimes the construction is really necessary, and also the land use, better design, better planning for the city. This is all very, very important. And so here we also have congestion reduction roadmap, basically just show you what's the relationship. And when you work on one strategy or one mitigation area, how you can work with other as well. For example, when you got a multi public transportation system, maybe you also need to have a good when you have public transportation system, you should think about what's a multi-modal transportation. How about the shared transportation? And because this, to be successful, this need to all work together. And so the key step for doing that, very importantly, I think this is the purpose for the study here is first you identify the challenge, and I know you all familiar what's the congestion problem generally in your city, uh, and what's the solution. But when you look into a solution, and here we just try to show you different strategy can potentially mitigate your congestion problem based on your urban size. So look into that just not one strategy, but look in multiple strategy and also think what's the most effective, what's the medium effectiveness, and look into that and to think about how you can, which one can apply to your city and work together on that. And the second one is leverage the best practice. So in the next couple of slides, I will show you some examples, some success, because this study will also go into the success cases. And so we also have the list there. So that's kind of resource for you. So when you understand, you look at the picture together, not just one particular area, but you look all together, all these 12, 14 areas. And then look into those similar size in your city and to see what's a successful example out there. Maybe some of them can apply to you. And then the next one is plan the future growth. For example, your city is going to become from medium to large city in the next 10 years. So then you start to look into what's the major problem those large metropolitan areas they face, and what's the strategy they should focus on, what's the successful, effective strategies, and what are those examples out there for them. So you can start to not only address the current issue, but you also plan the future. And because everything takes time, so you can start to invest the area to help you to reduce congestion in the future. Yeah, so here we show you a list of successful implementation examples. And so from very large, medium, and small. So we got all the example there. And if you look at our report, you can see that individual description on all those. And here we also provide you the list of lessons learned. So what can we do for these different areas? And so this is also very useful to you. You know, we can only have 12 minutes left. So I'm going to have you quickly look at this and so how can we promote that? How we listen, we learn from the interview, from our experts, and so we can not only look into the success, the example, the case studies, but also and something here for lesson learned. So that will allow you to know what should focus more, and also don't need to repeat some maybe some hard time people experienced before, but you learn from that, so you don't need to experience that. And so here we got a resource guide. We got all the and the one we talk about different examples and different strategy. We'll provide all the link and the information, so you can look into that and based on different area, congestion mitigation areas. So we provide you all different examples and as a resource, and you can use that. And so the conclusion here is that the traffic congestion really causes a significant traffic delay, and also with high likelihood have second crashes, also loss of the productivities and also affect our public health and also quality of life. So it got a really significant impact to our everyday life. And congestion, as we know, they got non-recurring and recurring congestion, but they are they are with a different solution to address that. And how to integrate strategy and technology together, that provide us really a good way to address that. Because a lot of time we kind of only focus on a couple of ways, particular area we look into that, but this research provide a kind of broader view to look at all areas together and to see what's best to apply for your agency to apply. And so the one I highlight here is the research team from USF and Center for Urban Transportation Research, and also UC Berkeley, and we work together to develop this comprehensive roadmap. And as I just described earlier, and this can provide really a good way, the mitigation strategy, and can address the impact, and also provide case study, resources, success, lesson learned. And so that will help everybody to have broader view to look at that together and to find an integrated solution. And finally, and technology right now do not see a lot of those technology I just mentioned. You don't see right away, but they start to take the step to make differences. But definitely in the future, near future or the future, will start to make big differences. So continue to prepare for that. And some congestion actually promote other mode of transportation, like public transportation or multi-modal transportation. And so a comprehensive approach and integrate, especially on the land use, multi-modal public transportation, and to have a good planning, so think ahead, and consider all the stakeholders join together and to deal with this very complicated traffic congestion issues. So that is my last slide. So we still got a couple minutes, 8 minutes for some questions. So welcome to let me know what's the question you have.
Great. Thank you so much, Pei Sung, for all of the great information. I do have, we did receive a couple of questions during the registration process. Again, you may utilize either the Q&A chat and or the Q&A and or the chat box to submit any questions, as we will be monitoring both if you have a question. So let's start with those questions that we received during registration. It says, what are the most effective strategies to reduce traffic congestion?
This is a very good and difficult question. Yeah, so we mentioned all different strategy earlier, and they are all effective and depend on your urban size and your specific condition, and from the signal timing, and to T-small strategy, and multi-modal transportation, public transportation, and even to the total congestion pricing. And they all play a important role and towards congestion reduction, either recurring or non-recurring. So I think the most effective strategy will be look into that and to see what be the best to integrate. Not all strategy depend on your urban size, your challenge you have together, and that will definitely more effective than you just go into some individual strategies.
Great, thank you. How can real-time traffic management systems help?
Yeah, so right now we are in the age with all so many data information and a lot of information available. And so when we have the real-time information for traffic agencies, you are not only be able to monitor what's going on particular location. You got the camera, you can look at that. You got the communication system, you can deploy the strategy right away, and you can, for example, incident, you can collaborate with your partner to deal with the incident. They can share the image, and a lot of data, traffic congestion, the speed data, the roadway congestion map. So there's a lot of information was not available before, but it's available now. So how to utilize this information, work with a partner, agent, see together, you really can make big differences to utilize the real-time information.
Great, thank you. How does public transportation impact traffic congestion?
Yeah, so in public transportation, and really have a very big impact to reduce traffic congestion in large and very large urban areas. And we don't see that in the probably don't see that in the small urban area or even medium, but really can make a big difference in those areas. And so we also provide good examples so everybody can look into those some case studies. Yeah, so for those who have done a really decent job on the public transportation, I will really acknowledge your effort and will encourage you to do more about that to make public have good experience taking the public transportation system. To change behavior is not easy, but when people start to see the benefit for them, they will start to change. And if they start to change and they learn more about that, they will start to enjoy take the public transportation in all modes. Yeah, so this is a challenge, but it's a good, also a very good opportunities.
Great, thank you so much. I will make a note that I did provide the link for the session evaluation is also on the screen. You can either click on the link on the screen and or click on the link provided in the chat box. It does look like we have another question that says, which one of the strategies would be best to use for future projects?
For the future projects, yeah, so I think every agency may have their particular issues or cause of congestion they try to work with. And and yeah, so they may want to look into that particular area, particular congestion causes or multiple causes to work on the project towards that. Uh, and but anything we can assist or provide our opinion, definitely let me know. Uh, and I know the connected vehicle and also I'm very interested on the trend of the artificial intelligence, the AI. They start to make a big differences, impact on all areas, and definitely will be also in transportation. So how to utilize existing the system we have and plus with the technology uh, and connected vehicle and AI in the future. And um, and I think something I will encourage all the agency may continue to monitor that the development, also prepare for the future, uh, and enhance the existing uh, uh, the system you have and make the most use of the capacity we have and look into integrating multiple strategy mitigation area we just talked about, and also look into the future technology because they will start to make big differences.
Okay, we have one final question that we'll take. I know we're getting close to the end of our time together. It says, how do you see active infrastructure development, particularly bike lanes, as a congestion strategy for large urban areas, with or without considering in the domain of shared and multimodal solutions?
Yeah. So yeah, the for the more for the like the cycle track or bicycle lane or that definitely especially in the very large urban area, and it really can make difference, especially on the first mile, the last mile. Uh, but I would really strongly encourage to have a good facility when you design that, because that can make a big difference because people are busy, and sometimes you try to take other modes, take a lot of time. So take advantage of that. If you have good system and a plan to have a good uh the 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 bike lanes, uh that not only can save the time for people and take advantage of that, but also can make a big difference and let the whole city very active and energetic, and also really good for the health of individual. So I would love to see that to happen.
Okay, thank you so much. Paisung, it does look like we have a couple of other questions in the Q&A chat. I will send those to you so you have record
Okay.
of them and And then you can
Mhm.
reach out individually to those that have asked questions. So again, thank you
Sure.
so much for attending today's presentation. Again, that evaluation is on the screen. We are working on registration for all of our upcoming NICER webcasts currently. Our next webinar is scheduled for Thursday, February 13th. So again, on behalf of the National Institute for Congestion Reduction, thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you all real soon. Bye, everybody.
Take care.